All right, Adobe Express, check out my text distorted and animating. So, in order to get this warped or perspective distortion look in the road, you have to use Photoshop Online. But it's not that tricky. So, let's do it. I am going to start in Photoshop Online. You can get there from control clicking, open link in new tab, going to the Adobe Express homepage, and clicking on Photoshop. All right, we're going to purple plus button for a new film and video, HDTV 1920 by 1080. And hopefully we can find that image of a road vanishing. There it is. Second one, bring it in. A little slow. Come on, Adobe stock. Okay. I'm going to drag till it snaps. And same thing on the other side. Drag till it snaps. And now let's get the type tool. T key. Or come down. There we go. Click. And we want to change the color to white. The font to impact. And then hit done. Switch to the move tool, which I am not seeing. Click on the background. No, we don't want to add more type. Where did my size move? There it is. And then drag. I guess we could edit our type from the layers panel. Double clicking. No. Escape. Come on, Photoshop Online. All right, double click to edit our type. Road, all caps. Done. Now, grab a corner. Make it big. I'm going to hit Command minus after I'm done with this to get the road on the screen here. All right, done transforming. Command minus a couple times. Okay, let's make it a little bigger from a corner and then up. All right. So we need to distort it. Done. Before I do that, I am going to control click and make this a smart object. To convert to smart object, put a protective container around the type. So I could edit the type by double clicking on the smart object, but I don't want to. I want to transform it from the move, transform perspective. And then I can grab a corner and drag in. It's kind of hard to tell. And then hit done. And then come to the top and bring down the road. Maybe do it a second time. Done. And then go back to transform. And that looks pretty good. I could bring the outer. No, I don't want to do a standard transform. I want to do the fourth one over perspective and really get that. There we go. Kind of match the lines on the outside. Okay, looking good. Done. Okay, so the other thing I liked was changing the blend mode to overlay, the contrast. And then you get some of the grittiness of the road to come in. And I think I dropped down my opacity to kind of heighten, drop down the whites, make the paint look a little faded. I just like how it has that gray look. There's a little problem here with the yellow, which we can fix. But let's get the. So I am going to control click and do copy layer. And then click off. Command V, paste, and so I want to make the new one. I'm going to rename the layer and then I'm going to double click to edit the smart object. Yes. And in the smart object, I want to double click on the type to edit the type and make it THE, all caps, done. And then we should be done with the smart object. Command S to save and X to close it. There we go. Nice. All right. Cruising. So next we want to edit the transform perspective to bring in the top point and then hit done. Might take a couple times like last time. Transform it, bring that top control point down, and then one more time perspective and bring it in. All right, my T on the left looks good, but my E doesn't look quite so good. Maybe I need to nudge it left. Let me do Command plus to zoom in one time. Maybe I could bring in this. There we go. Control handle, the middle one. All right, liking it. So, nice. Okay, done. The two little things that are bugging me, Command plus, is I'm just going to move. The runner might even take up the, I don't like this bright yellow, all right? And so the H is fine, it's off. But the A is kind of just a glaring spot. So in order to fix that, I'm going to make a new blank layer, empty layer. I am going to get my clone stamp tool. That's right, retouch, clone stamp, option click. I guess I could turn option click to set my source and then make my brush a little bigger, make sure it fits. And then option click and just, no, see I got a little bit of, got to make my brush smaller. So this tool is tricky for beginners. So you option click a source and then paint, option set a new source and paint. All right, so I got all that glaring yellow taken care of. So now what I have to do is add a layer mask. Add a layer mask, and I'm going to turn this layer off, and I'm going to switch to the quick select tool, which is under select, quick select, and my brush size is good. You might need a left right bracket to reduce your brush size, and kind of build up the selection until you go over the edge. This is also a tough tool for beginners to use. You could Command plus and left bracket, but eventually you're probably going to go a little too far, right? And then you option click to paint away if you go too far. So right, so now you can option click. All right, so decent selection to start. Maybe one more, hope it works. All right, okay, and now we can fill this with white. So I want to invert my layer mask, but I got this selection active. So I'm actually going to fill it with black by option deleting. And then it should show up. I'm targeting my layer mask. Fill under fill, edit, fill, edit, fill. Yeah, it's not working. Okay, it's because, oh, it's invisible. I'll turn it back on. Then I need to wait, get rid of this layer masks, drag it to the trash it. Okay, now I should be able to add a layer mask with the selection outline active, and then it's what I wanted with a white, little sliver of white. And I can clean it up if I get a brush B key in the foreground and paint carefully. Man, this is a little tricky. And you can zoom in and make your brush super tiny and fix this little area, but I think that's good. All right, Command 0. Nice, I like it. So what you did, right, is you put the cloned material on a new layer, cloned pixels, and then you added a layer mask around it to make it the shape of the A, or to have those cloned pixels only visible inside that A. All right, that was it. So I am going to go to the Move tool, click on the background, and then I want to send it to Adobe Express. Send it to Adobe Express. Option drag a corner out. And type tool, add your text, HIT, double click, and change to impact font, reposition, change the color to white, make it really big, option drag, and then add a runner. So photos, media, runner on white. You could add a car, you could add a bike, you could add any product. All right, let's see what we got. Come on. Media, photos. I just wanted one that was straight on. This one, that's the one I used, I think. And then, no, it's not. It's kind of grainy. Let's try her. Maybe it was... It's kind of grainy again. Oh well. Remove the background. Option drag. Have it cover up that spot we spent forever working on. All right. So animate your hit word animation and loop one of these at the bottom, pulse, and export your GIF. And I hope you learned something and liked it. Have fun with it.